Hello and welcome back to the Trauma Flavored Chapters. I'm Serenity and it's so nice to meet you or see you again. This is a place where I share my past and present chapters with you completely unfiltered because I want to create pure connection through shared experiences. And if you are connecting with this podcast and you love this podcast, please like and share. It helps so much. And please rate. I keep forgetting to ask you guys that, and so I just thought to ask. So yeah, if you can please like, share, and follow. And if you want to connect more, I have an Instagram and it's called the Trauma Flavored Chapters on Instagram. So if you want to give me a follow, I would love that. I'm asking these things too because it really helps push the podcast out and it helps me connect with more of you. So yeah, I just thought to ask, and yeah, we're just gonna hop right into today. So today we are talking about being intentional. And I've been thinking about doing this episode for the past couple weeks. Ever since the episode Reflecting on Enough came out. I have been talking to one of you. You know who you are. We've been sending voice messages back and forth. And she's just been making me think a lot about how it's just the doing more stuff. Just doing more to feel enough. We were talking a lot about that. But she kept bringing up how in our society and just in so many communities too, it's just about doing more, and I'm like, why do we have to do more? I'm like, I don't like that. And it's I also do want to bring up a point, if you are wanting a certain, if you want to feel a certain way, or you want to live a certain life, or you are trying to manifest certain things, you do need to take actions towards those things. And that is the case of you would need to do more, I would say. If you're not doing anything, I hear people that want to manifest something and they're just I want to manifest this, and they're and then they just sit there and don't make any action towards it. Then it's hey, you need to make more action, you know? And so, excuse me, and it's just, I think about that a lot, of how it's about, I just see it on Instagram everywhere and all these different communities. It's do more of this, do more of that, meditate more. And I'm I don't agree with that always. And like I said, there's the case of if you're not doing anything, obviously you need to do more. You need to take action. You need to take action to things. But I think it's about being intentional. And I wrote a list down over here on my computer. I'm going to be looking to the right. I almost said left. I do know my right and left. Thank you. I made a list of just being intentional and ways to be intentional. And I think it's just so important that I talk about this. And I've just been feeling the calling to talk about this because ever since I started being more intentional, specifically with my mornings, but my overall day, it just flows so much better, and it flows the way that I want it to be. And it's if I don't do these things in the first thing in the morning, and I think in one of the other episodes I have listed these things down here and there, but I just wanted to make an episode and just make it super clear, and it's just, the list is right here for you and you have access to it right now, instead of having to go back or I don't think I've ever made a list of exactly what I've done. And if I did, oops, my bad. So, but we're here. So yeah, it's just, for me, it's about being intentional. And I haven't, I was thinking about this right before I was recording, of for my money, I was thinking about the money that I make. I haven't worked more to make more money. In the past, I would book my fucking schedule the fuck out, and I was killing myself on with cleanings. I have my own cleaning. If you haven't met me before, I have my own cleaning business here in Maui, and I just remember when I was 17. So I started the business when I was 17. If you haven't, like I said, if you haven't met before, so yeah, like when I was 17, like I would just like pack the fuck out of my schedule. And it's like, well, you want to make more money, you gotta do more, you blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh my God, like our society like makes it like you have to do more to do different things, blah, 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 blah. It's just like all this big, I just feel like this big moreness, like more. And it's like, I used to feel that so much, and I actually do a lot less like work. I work a lot. I work a lot less than I did before. And I also provide like, I provide less services. So I used to do, like, for instance, I used to do deep cleaning, move out cleans, all these like big fucking heavy ass jobs. If you do that, props to you. I fucking love you, because that shit's hard. That shit is hard work. And what I do is hard work too, but it's in a different way. I do general cleaning, and I've made a list of exactly what I'll do, and anything outside of that I will not fucking do. I'm like, I don't do more than this. This is all I do. And then for what I charge is more than I did before, but I'm able to work less and get more because of the prices that I charge. And so I was just like thinking about it before I was recording. I was like, wow, I work less and I get more. I don't do more to get more. And I was like, interesting. And I think it's just, like I said, it's just about being intentional. So the reason I make more is because I'm super fucking intentional with who I clean for and who I work with. I'm super fucking picky. I'm super intentional about it. I only take clients that respect me, that have love for me like I do them. I treat my clients like I do family, and for me there's no separation. Like one of my cleanings, it was so funny. I was just thinking about her too before I was recording, and I hadn't seen her for a couple weeks, and we spent like an hour catching up, and then I started cleaning, and I was like, oh, this is so nice, because I intentionally, every single time I see a client, I'm so purposeful of catching up with my clients before I even start technically my job. So before I even start cleaning, and I'm just so intentional in the way that I connect with them and I connect with my clients, and I just love them so much. So ways of being intentional. So first thing in the morning, like I said earlier, I think it's really important for first thing in the morning, you're setting your intentions and you're setting your frequency for the day. So ways of being intentional: set your frequency and intention from the moment you open your eyes. So when I don't do this, and like I don't wake up at a certain time. Also, if you can hear that chicken, I'm so sorry. I got I'm sorry. I got 6 new chickens yesterday, and they're figuring out their lives, and one just ran by and was screaming. So if you did or didn't hear that, that's what that was. What was I saying? Oh yeah, set your frequency and intention from the moment you open your eyes. So when I don't do this, so when I am not like specifically intentional about like what time I go to bed, and like I want to wake up early, like I'll sometimes, for the last few weeks, for this week I've been really good. The last few weeks I've been going to bed at like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then I'm like, I want to wake up at 5. No, girl, you're not gonna fucking wake up at 5 o'clock. You're gonna be fucking tired, and you're gonna sleep in until the very last second, and then I'm rushing to get ready for work, and then I'm just rushing everywhere. And so it's like being intentional, I think, with your morning, and I'm trying to be more intentional with my nighttime routines, but we're talking about morning. I keep getting distracted. So being intentional with your morning is setting up your intentions and frequency. So like I said, rushing around in the morning, I'm like, oh my god. It's like, why not give yourself time to have 2 hours to get ready? Even if it doesn't take you 2 hours to get ready, you're gonna be able to like slowly, say you want to lay in bed for 30 minutes, not on your phone. I'm trying to be better about not being on my phone in the morning, and not waking up and first things first looking at Instagram or whatever other social media platforms and just absorbing everyone else's frequency. Because you'll probably open your phone and you'll see, oh I'm trying to think of, like, you'll see a wedding and you're like, oh my god, a wedding, oh how emotional. Or you see, like, there's some really violent shit on Instagram sometimes. You'll look at that and then you're like, oh my god, and then you feel like super sad or angry. Or then you see, like, sometimes I'll wake up and I'll look at my phone and I'll see people living their lives. I'm like, I want a life like that. I need to live my life. And then I just feel fucking weird. And then I just feel like this weird comparison. I feel just this whole weirdness. And so I'm like, okay, let's not do that. Let's, like I said, be intentional. Like, let's not do that. If you want to lay in bed for 30 minutes and just take your time getting up and have a slow, or if you like an energy packed morning, which I go through different phases of like wanting kind of different things. I feel like my personality is just like that though. I love like having super energetic mornings but also a slow morning, so I try to like fit the two in. But if you like a super energy packed morning and you just want to wake the fuck up and you want to go straight to the gym and you feel super accomplished because you went to the gym, and then you come home and take a nice long shower, and then you like make your lunch for the day, and then you're like, ooh, I feel really accomplished, and then you go to work. Like, that feels so much better instead of waking up and fucking rushing around like, oh I gotta get my, and then going to work. So taking the time to set your frequency for the day. What do you want to feel like in the morning? Do you want to feel energized? Do you want to feel just, do you want to feel like a slow morning? Like, do you just want to feel like yummy and slow? Like, how, or if you have kids, like, do you want to wake up in the morning and have time with them before they go to school? Like, do you want to have breakfast with them? Do you want to have breakfast with your husband or your roommate? You're like, oh, actually, like, it'd be so nice to be able to like have breakfast with my family in the morning before I go to work. Like, what energy and frequency do you want to feel in the morning? That is number one. Number one, set your frequency. Number two, this is another thing that I personally like to do with my mornings, is journaling. And I'm not like as frequent with my journaling in the morning. I'm trying to get better about it. But in a different phase of my life, I was journaling every single morning because I couldn't check in with myself emotionally very well before. And so I would use my journal to do like emotional check-in. So then you're not carrying your baggage around all day. Like, my brother started using his notes app for like things that he feels like he needs to get done in the day, and so he like, I like to say word vomit it all over the paper, and then your brain isn't as full. Because sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I feel so depressed today. I'm sad about, I don't know, my cat dying. I'm sad, or I'm like super happy about this and I'm so excited for the day. And it's like, your brain sometimes will wake up and have the most yappiest shit going on. You know, and you're like, oh God. And then say you're like rushing in the morning, you don't even have time to slow down and think about things that are even in your head, or even think about how you emotionally feel in the morning. And then you're just carrying that around all day. So 2 is do journaling check-ins. So journal, how, like, I literally will write check-in on the, like, I like to title my journals. I like to date and journals, or date and journal, Jesus. I like to date and title my journal, like, prompts, I would say. And so then I can, like, look back and be like, oh, that's how I felt. Or I just like to look back at them. Anyways, so yeah, you can do check-in, like how, or what I used to do, I used to literally write on the title, how are you? Because I don't know, do you think about that in the morning? How am I doing? Before you, or even while you have your coffee, like before you go to work, do you think about how am I doing? How am I doing? Okay? Because if you don't think about that a lot in the morning, or like before you start your day, like, you don't even know where you're at. You don't even know where your brain is at, or where you're mentally going to be at in the day. So checking in with yourself. How are you? Ask yourself, how are you doing? And word vomit as much as you can onto the paper. Just imagine you're emptying your brain. Empty it all out onto the paper. Okay. we have number 3, listen to a mantra or meditation. This is for me personally as well. If this doesn't work with you, that's totally fine. Or you can listen to like music. You can do music. I'm super intentional about the music that I put in my brain, because when I was super depressed, I was listening to some crazy fucking shit. It was just super emo stuff. So if you are gonna listen to music, make sure you're intentional. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Put that music on, listen to that. And that is the you're going to align your frequency with their frequency, with the music. Like, how do you want to feel? Okay. So for my mantra and meditation, I use Wild Minds. It's a wonderful app. I've been using it for, I'm going to say probably like 2 years, maybe more. I need to figure that out exactly, because I fucking love the app. If you are interested, she has daily meditations and mantras. So before, when I wasn't like really comfortable with stillness in the morning, and like I was kind of still rushing through my morning, but I was getting the hang of it, I would just not even sit down and do my meditation or mantras. I would listen to the meditation or mantra or I would do both, because they're only like, they kind of like different. But I would brush my teeth in the morning, and I would listen to the mantra. So I'd just be brushing my teeth, and like before I talk to anybody, before I do anything, I'm listening to my mantras, and I'm just like, or if you want to talk them out, like while you're washing your face or you're drying, whatever you're doing your hair, you can listen to them and just listening. And it's like, that is the frequency. So like I said, and I probably should have put mantra and the like meditation up where like the frequency is at, because that's actually the first thing that I do in the morning is, like I said, set your frequency, but that's how I set my frequency. So sorry, I should have reorganized this a little bit better. But when you set your frequency in the morning, the first thing that I do is listen to my mantras. So it's like the first thing that's going into my brain. It's the first thing that I want to feel is like this mantra of I love, like I said, I love Wild Minds. She switches every day. It's a new mantra, it's a new meditation every day. And it's so nice to have something different every day instead of the same thing, because I don't like being bored. So it's listening to that, setting your frequency within the mantra. And then if you're like a person that you're like, I don't want to fucking meditate, I don't want to sit down and meditate, just listen to the meditation while you're brushing your teeth or doing that. Because then over time, as you do that on a daily basis, you're like, I do have time to like sit down and do actually try and meditate. So then like from there, before I could actually meditate, I would just listen to the meditation. If you get distracted, you start looking at your fingers, you're like playing with your hair, like you're still listening to it and you're still absorbing that frequency. That is the most important thing, is just I'm gonna scream it at you, set your frequency, set it. So it's setting that intentional energy towards your day. And it's like, I promise you, it makes a huge fucking difference. And like I said, if you don't want to do a mantra or meditation, pick music that is at a high fucking frequency. We're not doing depresso espresso over here. We're not doing depression. No, we're not doing sad music. We're doing whatever and I'm not doing those, because that's not what we want for our day. We don't want depression and sadness. We don't want that. We don't want lowness. We want that higher frequency. So choose music that has a higher frequency to it. So from there, so we have 1, I'm going to relist these for you to make it more simple. So 1, set your frequency / listen to a mantra or meditation. 2, do journaling. How are you? How are you feeling? And then another way to be intentional is make your drink with mindfulness. So most people drink coffee out here. I like to drink tea. I like to do decaf. I actually haven't been on caffeine for I think over a year now, but that's not the point. Be mindful with your coffee or your drink or your smoothie. Ooh, if you like smoothies in the morning, like take your time to like do those things. Make a little whimsical ritual out of it. Like make it so fun and intentional in the morning with your drinks, because I think it just adds like a little spark in your day. It just adds a little like, oh, I was intentional. Like I picked my cup out. I have a whole cup, like mug collection. So it's like, pick your mug out. Like, what do you want to look at when you're like drinking your mug? And like maybe someone gifted it to you and you're like, oh, I want to think about my friend while I drink this coffee because she gifted this to me, or he gifted it to me. So pick out like what cup you want. If you don't like having any of these things, freaking make a nice glass of water. Like, I don't know, just like, but you're like, ooh, I don't really drink like ice with my water. I'm gonna add like ice into it this morning. You're like, fuck yeah. Just have fun with it. Have fun, because this, being intentional with this, I don't know why, it just makes a really big difference in the morning. And you're like, because then you can like sit down and like really enjoy your like journaling time. And you're like, have like this morning I like put my tea into like this little like teapot thing, and I picked out a cute little mug, and it just makes it so fun. It just makes it so fun. So that is one thing that really helps with specifically being intentional and just like adding a little like whimsy to my morning. And then this is a big thing that really changed like I want to say my yet again, we're bringing frequency back up. My frequency is like when you're taking a shower, and you're just rushing through it, like you're washing your hair super fast, or you're like getting dressed really fast. It's like I added some things like to like my shower routine, and it's just like, yet again, being intentional. It's like this part healed me a lot, and I'm gonna bring up some trauma here. Oops, we're bringing up some trauma in the trauma flavored chapters. What? That's crazy. So this actually helped me reconnect with my body a lot. So just in our last episode, I believe I talked about being sexually assaulted. It was a while ago. I forgot exactly, but you know, the trauma brain, it likes to submerge things. It's like, no, we don't want to think about that. But yeah, I had been sexually assaulted, and I felt super fucking disconnected in my body for I want to say years after. And the biggest thing that really helped me was being intentional with like after shower care. So it's like, one of my intentional things is physically connecting with your body. And I'm not talking about working out, I'm not talking about stretching, I'm talking about just like sensation wise, like when you're putting on like your face moisturizer, or even you're brushing your hair, or guys, if you're listening, it's like you're putting like the gel in your hair, like touching your like body, and like being intentional within not rushing. I think the biggest thing that I'm just like coming out of this is like not rushing, taking your time to intentionally like connect with yourself has been a really, really big way that has helped me just connect and be more intentional. So like after the shower, you're putting your hair gel in, or you're putting your face moisturizer on, or you're putting lotion, like just slowing down and like touching your shoulders, touching your arms, noticing your hands. You're like, you're like, oh, that's nice. You're like, like, my nails look great. Like, whatever it is, and just like noticing those things, that has helped me a lot in setting my frequency instead of being so rushy. But also, it's just so, I want to say like yummy and intentional. Just like, and if it's in the morning or at night, it does not matter if you take a shower in the morning or night. Like, just taking the time to be intentional and connect with yourself, that has changed a lot for me. So that is number 4. I hope if you're paying attention, you know what number it is. So yeah, being present during bathroom/shower routines. So, and then last but not least, being intentional. I think the overall thing that I've been talking about is being intentional with your time. Organize your time and protect your energy. How are you spending the rest of your day? So we have organized our morning. We're setting our frequency. We're having our drink. We're doing our check-ins. We're doing our little journal, our mantras. We're like prepping our minds and our bodies. And if you like shower in the morning, we're just setting everything up for the fucking day. We're being intentional, and we're setting it up for the rest of the day for how we are going to feel the rest of the time. But what are we doing there with the rest of our time? So we've organized our morning, but why are we not organizing the rest of our time and protecting our energy? So after work, So like you have a time blocked out for work. What are you doing after work? Who are you spending your time with? Who are you going for a walk with your dogs? Are you taking your kid on a walk? Are you having lunch with your mom? Like, what are you doing with your time? Because if you are just letting time and just your day fucking ragdoll your ass around, like you're just being like pulled, oh god, I'm being like pulled every other which direction, and you have control over your time. You have control over your time and fucking energy. Like, I know like you have work and you have like your set time for work. Okay, like you have that scheduled out. What the fuck else are you doing with your time? Like, what are you doing? Like, being intentional with your time is just organizing the rest of your day. So, and I think the biggest thing that helps me is like with being intentional with my time is like, who am I connecting with? Like, am I blocking out time for my friends? Am I blocking out time for my animals? And just taking the time to like slow down and be purposeful and intentional with what I'm doing. Because this is just gonna help you, all of this stuff is just gonna overall help you connect with yourself and then connect with people, like in just a help, and your creatures in your life. It's just gonna help you overall just connect in such a much, like, I want to say a much more grounded state instead of being fucking ragdolled all over the place. And I know like people have busy lives. Like, you have a busy life. You have a kid. You have all these other things going on with your life. You have a husband. You have work. You got all this shit going on. Okay, like I hear you. You have all this stuff. But if you can, and even if it's just like you're like, oh my god, I have such a fucking busy day. But if I can block this time out and this time out to really drop in and really be intentional, that is going to help you so much just to feel grounded and to connect with yourself. So also just overall protecting your energy, I think, is just so important with organizing your time and being intentional. So protecting your energy of like, if you really don't want to fucking hang out with that friend, don't hang out with that friend. And if you feel like that, you probably shouldn't be friends with them. But it's like, if you really don't want to do certain things and you're just like, it's just an energy, like at this point, it's like poking a hole in a balloon and it's just like blowing all around. You're just like, ugh, this just sucks. Like, no, you can absolutely say no to it. Protect your energy, protect your time, organize your time, and be intentional. Okay. So I think that's all I have for you. I felt like a little disorganized, but I hope it landed. And yeah, this stuff has just really, really, really helped me feel just so much better instead of doing more. Like these are just things, and it's not, you don't have to do more of this. It's just taking the steps of doing these things and being intentional, and instead of feeling like I gotta, like when I said organize your time, it's like, okay, I'm gonna block this time out, instead of being like, I need to hang out with my friends 10 times more this week and I gotta block them out for blah blah blah. And it's just like that big more energy, we can just get rid of that. We can just take that, put it on the side over there, and just take in this like, okay, I want to hang out with Lo more. Like, I do want to hang out with Lo a lot more, but it's like me and her, we got busy lives and we don't have all the more time, but we're just intentional. We meet up for an hour or half an hour in the morning right before work, right before our busy days start, and it's just that quick, like, intentional time that we get together that makes our friendship so much more cohesive and just connective and just happy. It just feels so good. So I hope this helped you. I hope this connected. I hope this landed. And like I said, if it did in the beginning, if it did, please share it with somebody. Please connect. I want to connect with you. I want to help you. And yeah, I just love you guys so much. It's so fun just to like take the time, and like even like with recording these episodes, it's just fun to like sit down and have intentional time with you. So that was fun. So before I go, if you know, it is Flavor Club. If you don't know what Flavor Club is, oh my god, I was like excited. So Flavor Club is a way for us to connect. So you can comment down below or DM me on Instagram. It is just a place for us to connect. It is putting our feelings and how we're doing in general into a flavor. So yeah, how are you? I want to know how you're doing. So DM me your flavor, comment down below. I have to think about my flavor. Also, you guys probably know by now, I do not think about my flavor beforehand. What is my flavor? God, why does it feel so hard? How do I feel? I feel, I'm thinking about like ginger and elderberry because I took like a immunity shot this morning, and I got it from the market, and it felt very intentional. It felt intentional. So I feel like my flavor is like an immunity shot, and I'm gonna say elderberry and like ginger. It's just like I'm trying to cleanse myself. I'm going on a trip next week, so I'm going to see my family for the first time in so long. I'm going to see my dad and my sister for the first time in 3 freaking years, and I'm just so excited. I don't know, I just thought to share that with you guys. You guys are my friends, so I want to tell you guys everything. Yeah, I'm going next week, and so yeah, I'm trying to like, I'm gonna use the word intentional again. Oh my gosh, if you guys freaking counted how many times I said intentional, let me know. But yeah, it's just an intentional thing to do before I leave to make sure I'm nice and healthy. So elderberry and ginger sounds really yummy and good. The ginger's a little intense, but that's okay. So what is your flavor? How are you? What are you doing? Please tell me. And if you're like, oh, here's my flavor and here's how I'm doing, like whatever works for you, okay? Okay. But that is all I have for you today. I love you so freaking much, and I'm so excited to connect with you and hear from you. Okay, I could talk for hours. Too long. Okay, I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.